Alrighty, folks, we're back again. We're here with Lina Chu. So how are you dealing with this whole COVID-19? You going crazy? You staying sane? What are you doing?
Actually, not much difference than just business as usual. We are still busy, but not super busy. Usually we're super busy this time of the year, but we're still busy and we still have buyers in the pipeline. We have listings coming up. So we're still moving along. Yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
yeah.
That's good to hear. Your buyers, are they, where are they coming from? They're still on the market. They're still looking for properties. Obviously, there's still a need.
There's still a need, and I tell all my clients, I mean, with virus or without virus, you know, the housing need is always there. So an interest rate is low. Yeah, so I told them, I encourage them. They need a little bit of encouragement, and I encourage them, say, I will do the virtual showings for you. And so I started going into these homes and film the videos for them.
Oh,
So I said,
nice.
I will pre-screen and I'll upload videos to Dropbox. You can look at it first, so you don't have to go to the one that you have no interest in. And so I go there. I do all. It's more work for me, but I think that's the only way to get them going. So I send them videos. They look at it, and you know, and they start writing offers. If they get their offer accepted, then they will go see it at that point. So
prior to buyer
cautious.
inspection, right?
Yeah, and they're more cautious, but you know, I understand. You know, they want to be safe, and that's fine. And so I'll put on my PPEs, my gears, and then I go.
Yeah, you have to do what you got to do nowadays. What about on the seller side? I mean, what are objections that you're getting from the sellers, and then what are you doing to combat that?
Well, the sellers are asking me, is this the right time to post my listing? And it depends on the seller situation. I have a couple of sellers, their house is already vacant. And I said, well, it's sitting vacant there, you're paying mortgage, why don't you just list it? And I said, there's still a lot of buyers out there. Based on my experience, I have like 16 buyers in my pipeline right now.
Nice.
That's waiting and want to buy. So, and I've been watching the market. So if the property is in good condition, is desirable, you still get it sold, you know, fast. So because I've been out there screening properties for my buyers, so I know some of those good properties, you know, after I film the video, I come back, it's already
I think we lost.
So that's why I tell the buyers, if you really, because it's very interesting, because whole skill set need to be relearned, because I started filming these videos with my phone and I was shaking a lot, spinning a lot, and was making them throw up when they look at my videos. So my clients actually are teaching me they told me, hey, why don't you invest in a gimbal?
Yeah, there you go, a little hand stabilizer. There you go.
Right, and I asked them, what is a gimbal? How do you spell it? So
they want better quality video. That's funny. Oh man.
So I'm learning to become a gimbal master. So I'm getting better at my videos. It's not shaking as much. And they're telling me, hey, you're improving. Your videos are better now.
Yeah, that's funny. That's awesome. That's interesting. I mean, now, because I mean, I know pictures have always been like the norm and always kind of like the standard, but I'm kind of curious now, do you think because of COVID, maybe video might start taking over, and now it's just going to be a complete mandatory type thing and make it easier for buyers to look at a house?
Yeah, because I've been doing videos every week now for my buyers, at least a handful of videos of different houses. And not just the inside of the house, I have to film the neighborhood for them, what's behind the house, what's in front of the house. So yeah,
A
so
lot
I
more
even
detail.
have to, yeah, I think now the realtors are really becoming the eyes and ears of your customers, because you really have to go out there and really, you know, look at all these properties for them first, you know, because they're scared of coming out. So
Right.
we are the front line for them. Yeah.
Exactly. Now you've always done, from what I've seen, high end, you know, so now with, what do you, I mean, I know you have a team, but what I've seen so far from with working with you, what are you seeing any difference like with dealing with the higher end or dealing with more of in the middle, or, you know, if you're dealing with, you know, other different price ranges, are you seeing a difference on getting people into a house or getting houses sold?
I think the high end is getting a little bit difficult right now to sell, to move. And the mid-range and the lower bracket always move because there's always demand. So for the ones that in our inventory, the ones that are moving is the lower bracket. Yeah, it's the most affordable sector, the one that are moving faster. Yeah. But the lower bracket, it doesn't mean a lower pricing. Like we just saw one in LA. In the Brentwood area, it's a condo. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but we sold it for $825,000.
Wow!
So that's
and it's a condo.
That's the low end for them, because the median price there is $2.3 million.
Woo!
Right? So 825 is the cheapest property they can find.
Gee.
So.
Because you have a team, what are you doing to keep the morale high amongst your team and keep things going in a positive direction?
Okay, for my team, most of them are newer agents. So I told them this is the time, if you're not showing properties, you're not doing open houses because there's none for you to do. This is the right time to sharpen your axe. I said, sharpen your skills. Do everything you wanted to do that you didn't have time to do. Now with no commute at all, you have plenty of time. So I told them they can revise, refresh their marketing materials. So the entire team took a course on probate. We took it together for 3 or 4 weeks. You know, we went through the entire probate process. So that's a new skill set we have earned during COVID-19. And we gone through that together as a group. We did the test. Now everybody became a probate expert. So that's a new skill set that the team acquired during COVID-19. So, and then we're working now on the materials to start marketing on the probate listings. So that's how I keep them busy and keep myself busy too.
There you go. I love it. And you love teaching, you know, and that's one thing I've known about you is that you love teaching, and you have a boot camp where you teach any agent. It doesn't matter what brokerages they're from, you know, as long as they come. And one thing I just, if you don't mind me, one of the things that you had brought up in there, which I thought was awesome, was how to beat a cash buyer, you know, when you have somebody that's what I think FHA or something like that. And the way you did it, I just thought it was so awesome because I had never thought of it. You know, and these were like skills that you teach in this boot camp, and I love it. And I think I think you just had one, correct?
We just had one yesterday, and we actually talk about how to flip properties.
Ooh,
like when to flip, where to find these flips, and what to flip. So it was a very interesting class. It's kind of after me, that was the first Zoom class I did for bootcamp because of COVID. So it was a strange experience. I was talking on to the screen for 2 hours. I couldn't see the audience. So that was very, very strange class for me, but we had very good reviews. We also talked about long-term rentals, like how realtors can leverage their status being a real estate professional and use it as a tax sheltering tool for them and accumulate wealth through owning long-term rentals. So that was the second part of the class, and I think they really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, I've covered the classes several times, and I got to tell you guys, I mean, she brings a lot of great value and a lot of great, I would say, tricks of the trade to actually get you through the process and get it, expedite things in a whole lot easier way. It's awesome. So if you guys get a chance, I would highly suggest going to one of her boot camps. And it's not just for beginners, right, Lina?
It's not just for beginners. It's actually, I bring all the experience I have accumulated over the years. And the difference between what we teach at the bootcamp is because we always back the knowledge with case studies, but real case studies. Like yesterday, we talk about short sales, not short sales, like the short-term flips. So I show them a couple of flips that we did from start to finish, what we did, where we find the property, how much we spent in flipping it, and how much was the return on investment. So we did all the analysis in front of the class, so they understand behind the scenes how things are done. Yeah, so good. That's because I think every time you do a class and you bring real life examples, that it's easier for people to grasp the idea.
Right. Yeah. Now, how do you think dealing with this whole COVID-19 thing right now, how is it going to change the way we all do business or how you're in a market? Have you thought about implementing things?
Yes, because I think with the COVID-19, we kind of lost the opportunity to put ourselves in front of the consumer through open houses now. I guess for a few months, we probably won't have open houses. So how do you market your listings now? So we actually are adding 3D tools to all our listings now. And we require people to take a look at the 3D video before they come in to the listings. And there's more paperwork to handle. You have to have them sign the PAD form and all that thing. And you need to require the seller to sanitize. So it's a lot more work.
This is true. This is very, very true. Yeah.
But we'll get through it. Yeah,
that we
it's
will.
A lot more work, but there's still business. So I think the real estate is the luckiest sector of all the industries for me. Because restaurants, the food business got hurt, the travel business got hurt, but the housing business is still there. It never will go away. So I think we're the luckiest ones. So we still have a job and we just keep moving along.
Keep it moving, exactly.
Yeah, and feel lucky every day you're in real estate.
There you go, guys. You are lucky to be in this real estate. You just got to switch gears. You know what? I want to bring up something which I think was always fascinating about you is you grew up in another country, didn't you? And I don't mean you grew up in a Latin country.
I actually was born in Taiwan and moved to Argentina when I was 9 years old, and then spent a good 10 years there. Went back to Taiwan for my college and came to United States for my master's. Wow. And then fell in love and stayed.
Yeah, you haven't left since. Yeah, that's awesome. No, I just think it's fascinating because obviously you picked up Spanish over there, right?
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I think my Spanish is better than my English. My English
Really?
has, I always think my English has a very strange accent. It's not a Chinese accent. It's not a Spanish accent. It's somewhere in between.
Huh.
But I think my Spanish is more pure, like
Hmm.
with less accent. So I always think my Spanish is better than my English. But
Interesting.
being in real estate, having an extra language is such a plus for me, and I feel blessed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a
because I
triple
work
threat.
with yeah, because I work with a lot of workers. They're
Yeah,
Spanish speaking, and they help me a lot, and I really appreciate. Yeah.
that's awesome. Now, with and as a leader yourself, I mean, how much do you appreciate like with what ReMax Champions is doing right now with a lot of their trainings? They're still continuing them, for all the agents, for all of the the partners, to show that strength and show that positivity that as a brokerage they're still moving forward.
Yes, I think this critical time, what the broker is doing is very important. So I think ReMax Champions, is keeping the team very dynamic still with all the classes, and keep the entire team going. I mean, the whole group going. Yeah, I think that's really important. And the role of the broker is even more important, or team lead is even more important in this time, with the pandemic. So, and I appreciate what ReMax Champions is doing. Yeah, the management, they're putting up a lot of classes for people that are staying home. Maybe some people couldn't keep too busy with their business, but at least this is the time for them to earn extra knowledge. So when the opportunity comes, they're ready to, grab it.
Exactly. Now, is there like any books or any like podcasts that you're listening to right now to sharpen up your skills?
Mm, well, I have a real estate coach myself.
Oh,
I
okay.
coach with somebody on the East Coast, so he keeps me uh, right on track. Yeah, like an athlete, if you don't have a coach, this is time. Maybe this is the time you want to get a coach.
Oh,
Right.
there you
Yeah.
go. That's true. Now, is there
Mhm.
anything out there that, I mean, as that you would, advise agents? What would the advice be right now to agents?
The advice is you need to think of real estate as long term, and this COVID-19 is just a temporary situation. So I always tell people, don't watch TV too much. You're sitting there watching all these numbers, it's not going to help you. Uh, Life goes on. So focus on the long term, not the short term, and think about what you want to do after COVID-19. What do you want to do? What kind of niche you want to focus on? Like one of my team members, he said, I want to be a probate specialist. So I said, okay, then you have all the time to prepare to become a specialist. So think about after the COVID-19, what kind of agent you want to become and how to prepare yourself to become a better agent, and be ready. Yeah, so don't focus on the current situation, but focus on the future.
That's awesome. I love it. Thanks again, Lina, for coming on board. Really appreciate the, your words of wisdom. Guys, like I said, if you have the opportunity, get into one of her boot camps, give her a holler. I mean, you're an open book, far as I know, correct? I mean,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, give her a holler, and she'll help you out in any which way she can, and like I said, she's got a well of knowledge. So please don't miss out on that. Again, I really appreciate you coming on board, Lina, and thank you so much. Until I see you, until next time.
All right. Thank you, Jaime.
You're
All
welcome.
right.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.